What's up everyone? Today's video is about Android Alarm Manager API. To be specific, we use this API to trigger a particular task at the given particular time, and also this video helps you to create repetitive alarms. So let's show you. I've got a calendar, and I've programmed it in this way that at 5:53 you'll get like a notification that there's an alarm set. So let's wait up to 5:53. Hopefully it should work. It will work. It's boring. It should work. It's still 5:52. Boom. So let's begin coding, guys. Let's start without any delay. So initially it's pretty simple. I just have like two buttons, set exact and set repetitive exact, and nothing is like programmed yet. So let's make a service first. Call service, and let's call it alarm service. It needs context, and you also need like the alarm manager. So let's get alarm manager. Increase the size. Cool. Okay. Context dot get system service, context dot alarm service. So usually they give, it might be nullable because that's the reason I kept it nullable, just for safety. And let's work on creating exact alarm first. Set exact. Don't worry about this. This is a real device, so it goes off. And we have to pass in the time so that it will like get the alarm, like it will execute your task at that particular given time. Don't confuse this thing with like alarm. It is alarm manager API, so I call these things as like alarms. So you have to set alarms. So there should be like two methods called set exact alarm and set repetitive alarm. Set repetitive alarm is the same thing. It should take in the same time, but we configure it to like repeat every week. You can change it to every day, every 30 minutes, every 1 hour. It's your wish. So this, and let's have like a private function set alarm. So let me show you. I guess like I hope that you guys are familiar with the doze mode and standby mode. They were like introduced during NRM, I believe. So I guess I will leave them in the documentation. You can like search, you can learn about them here, like what's doze mode and everything. And let's work on alarm manager. So alarm manager, make sure it's not nullable, or else don't do anything. So and have like a, so initially the framework allows you to set alarms at the given time, but later Android like imposed few restrictions like doze mode and everything. So if you want to make your alarm work in the given time irrespective of doze mode or standby mode, yeah, they have given like one more methods to get the exact alarm during the doze mode. That's the reason I'm like having a check. So after Android M or equal to Android M, there's like a method called set exact. So what this method does is, we open this. So boom, okay, we are here. I will leave this in the documentation. I guess you will. It's pretty straightforward. That's the reason I'm focusing more on the implementation here. Cool. So what are the requirements? It needs what type? So the alarm manager will be like wake up for a particular task, and it also need like the time. So let's pass in time. Time list. Control P. It also needs a pending intent. So we have to build a pending intent. Pending intent. Pending intent. Nice. So in the else case, it's going to be same, but you don't need this method. It's set exact, so that works. That's for setting alarm. So we have to so we have to work on like the pending intent. So in order to get pending intent, we should also get like intent. Intent. So here's the question. So when the alarm is like triggered at the given, usually the alarm manager, we have to give like a broadcast receiver so that it approaches broadcast receiver and it will let us know like there's like alarm triggered. So before doing this intent, we have to create like a broadcast receiver. So let's create like a receiver package receiver, call it AlarmReceiver, with broadcast receiver. And I hate this. Context intent, and make sure you add this thing to manifest. It's registered. Alt enter works fine. Just kidding. I'll show you. It got add here. Cool. We got like a receiver, so it's easy to do intent now. Intent context alarm receiver. Cool. Now let's work on the pending intent. Private one get pending. Oh, let me create so that you guys can see it. Pending intent. So pending intent dot get broadcast. It needs context. We already got it, and it also needs like a request code. So to do this request code stuff, I would like create like a util to create like to be quick to get like random request codes, because I'm not working on like request code. So random to be quick. Just to make sure. So it will give you random. So let's use it here. Oh wait. Yep. Contact. And the intent will be passed here. Intent date current. So we made sure we got the pending intent ready. This thing's ready. So let's do set exact alarm. Set alarm. So it needs like a time in millis, and it requires pending intent, and this requires an intent. So and we'll like so what I'm doing is I'm adding an action to an exact alarm and also an action to repeat alarm, so that our receiver will know the difference. So in order to do actions, let's constants exact alarm because there are like two methods. So here what I will do is like I will add an action constant dot set, and why not, let's also pass down the time in millis too. So let's keep an extra. Oh, okay. Boom. So put extra constants dot extra, and let's keep time in millis. So that I will also gets this data, and if you want to do something, do it, or else ignore it. That's for the exact alarm, and the same thing will be this, but you have to make sure you're changing the action. So we made the service is like pretty straightforward. I hope I didn't go super fast. So the service is done. All we have to do is like we have to work on the UI, giving the exact button. So here, let's come here. Let me turn on. Cool. Let's make a function first. Private run set alarm. Before doing that, waiting for service. Instantiated it, and let's work on setting alarm. So in the video shown you, first you have to open the calendar, and later it opens the time. So let's follow the same pattern. In order to do that, first you have to make sure, so what this does is we have to how to explain this? Yeah, we have to work through the calendar, because in order to make this thing work, I think it will make sense once we code through this logic. Thanks to Kotlin. So, date picker. It's your choice, like how you want to do. I'm just trying to do this as simple as possible so you guys can understand. I don't like writing stuff like this, but just to make things easy and clear. So Control P to get the things, and the theme will be 0, and it needs like a listener. So date picker dialog on date listener. Cool. And we don't need the date picker, but these three parameters are, it won't show up, but these three parameters are like year, month, day. And what's the last one? It needs year, let's let me show you what it needs. Oh, so it needs year, month of year, and day of month, so you can get through this one. So you're already inside a calendar, so you can easily get those values. This dot get calendar dot year, that's for year. I think you can duplicate 1, 2, and here you can do month and day of month. Cool. I hope it's straightforward. So we have to set. So what it does is like when you're like setting the value in the UI, you'll get these 3 values and you have to set it to this calendar. So you're basically constructing the time when you want to set the alarm through this logic. So here, boom, 1, 2, yep, month. And these values are like the initial values when it shows up. That's the reason you have to pass in this 3 in that through calendar. So it will be slick. Cool. So once you're done with this, what you have to do is you have to make sure that you want to show the time picker too. So don't get confused. Time picker, there's like one more dialog. So with the first one, you set the day, year, and month, and later you have to get the time too. So Control P, this, and theme, and time picker dialog on. You don't need that, but these are like our minute. And the last one will be like hour. If you see minute, and it's saying is 24-hour view. We don't need that, so false. So how do you guys provide the hour and minute? It's exactly like here how you provide. You're already inside like a calendar. So this dot get hour of day and minute. It's an extra, so I guess it'll be good. So here we got this exactly. We have to set the time. It's the same logic, but day, minute, and pass in hour, pass in set minute. We forgot one very important thing. Show. Same thing. Show. So we got this function. It's called set alarm. Let's see how it looks. So there's like that's the button, set exact button. Set alarm and run. It's installing. So if you see, it opens the date picker, and later if you press OK, it opens the timer picker. If you press OK, what happens is like it sets the timer value to this calendar. So we will use that calendar and convert it into the milliseconds, which is used by its alarm manager. So in order to do that, we need to pass in a callback. Oh, and passing functions is fun. I'll make a video later. So set alarm. What I will do is like boom, set exact alarm, and if you see, that's like a lambda. That's my iPhone. So time in millis. Same case, we got like one more button. Set repetitive. Set on click listener. Set alarm. You can also do set repetitive. It. So what it does is like it sets after setting the value, you have to make sure your callback gets the int. So it will be like this. It's like the calendar which you set with those values. Why is this off? I guess I can give demo like this. So what happens, like after setting this, when you press OK, you'll get all these values set to this calendar instance, and you will convert that thing to millis. So in order later, this time in millis will be passed here and it will be passed here. So things looks simple. Oh, I guess that's that button wrong time. So something 23. Then what happens is, like at 23 it goes to AlarmReceiver, and we don't have any functionality here in order to do something crazy. So let's so we'll get the values here at the given time, and we have to code down. So here in my demo, I'm just making a notification. I'm just like showing a notification, but you can start service, you can do whatever you want with your use case. Okay, don't get confused that you have to build only notifications. So private requires context, title, message should be string, and I'm using like a notification library. It's good, easy. So notify the library, so it builds notification, it requires context, and it doesn't require meta, but it requires content. This dot title will be like the title which will be passing, and this dot the text will be something like I got triggered at. So my condition is like, my case is like I want to show the time when it got triggered, so show. I have like a utility function which is already done. So what it does is, like, it gives you, it calculates, it converts the time to readable format. So let me copy paste. So if you pass time in milliseconds, it will give you back a date format. Looks dope, right? So let's work on the receive part. So here, the time in millis will be intent get long extra, and we already have, oh, why it's going there, the constants. Yep. So that's an extra, and by default will pass 0. That's like the time which we pass through AlarmService. Here you will see the time, you got the time if you want to manipulate anything or show something. And let's see the case. Let's see the action. So if the action is constants dot action, if it's like a exact alarm action, all you need to do is build notification, which also requires context. If context, and this is like a notification from set exact title time. And what's the message? So we already have like a time in millis, and we have like a helper function, so we'll like pass. Meanwhile, let's build this. And hey, before we set it, I remember one more thing. We need to like set the calendar values of what do you call, the second and millisecond to 0, because you can open this window at any time. It can be like at 15 second, 88 or 40 milliseconds. So make sure it is like set to 0. Okay, let me show you a demo. 632, 633. Meanwhile, let's work on this repetitive alarm. So my logic is repeat the same alarm after like 1 week time. It's just like a small manipulation. Get instance dot apply. You already have like time in milliseconds with you, so apply the same time, but you need to add like a 1 week time in terms of like milliseconds. Days, 2 millis, 2 millis, and how many days? It's 7 days because it's 1 week. It's like a calendar. That's for like the repetition. And set. So you already have access to context, so alarm service context, and you already have time, so to time in millis. Usually, why I wrote this in calendars, there are few people like you pass calendars, so I just want to cover both cases. I know it's illogical, like why the heck did you make this? You can do the math outside. Just to open the world for you guys, that's it. It's your wish. So what I did is like when I get the repetitive alarm, it repeats like after 1 week. I can show the demo too. And so when you get the repetition alarm, you have to show the notification too, right? So the notification context set repetitive time, convert it to time in, because that's a new time. No, it's a current time. So let's see. Let me show the repetitive alarm. 642. Let's keep it at 643. Okay. Close. 30 seconds. Yeah, if you guys list this content, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Yep, I have like much more better content coming soon, and I'm super active on my social media. I will leave those links in the description. I'll also show you demo like whether it triggers or not like after 1 week. So it's 25/8/2020 6:43. So it should trigger at the next Tuesday at the same time, and I will show you a demo. Date time. So it got triggered at 6:43. Let me keep it at 6:42 so that it won't trigger as soon as I change the date. 6:42 and September 1st. That's it. So let's wait it to, let's see whether we get the repetitive alarm or not. I'm pretty sure it should get. So what happens is like once you get this alarm, it sets again next week. And in this video I haven't like demoed like how to cancel the alarms and also how to store or how to like reconfigure the alarms when the system like restart, when the phone device restarts. I will do like a continuation videos like later depending on the response from you guys, because I'm trying to cover all kinds of stuff and later keeping these videos like a little bit straightforward, and later I will add like a continuation parts to these videos if required. Like the continuation might have like canceling alarms, and if you restart your phone, the alarms gets like restarted. Oof, there it is. So this shows that the repetitive works fine. And what happens is like it will set alarm for the next week too. So if you change the date to 8, it gets triggered again. That's the video, guys. So feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and also comment. And I would like to hear feedback from you guys, like what to do, what not to do, so that I can correct myself in the next videos. Thank you. Stay safe. Love you all.